I was born into freedom in a wonderful land of mountains and plains, rivers and lakes. Forever American is what I am. A past as rich as any can be. My father's worked hard to give this to me. I love this place I come from. To live another way I cannot foresee. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American. As an American, I've been to the peaks of majestic mountains where the air is sweet. I've watched the eagle as it soars in beautiful skies that just can't be ignored. And by this country I'll always stand, for freedom and liberty for every man. When times are hard and things get rough, America always stands ready and rough. As an American, I eat apple pie, play baseball under its blue skies. As an American, I travel this land and follow her roads wherever I can. From sea to shining sea, I've seen a lot, and none of it will be forgot. And when my country called, I gave my all as an American.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Real News Live. Glad to have you guys here. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Rodney. Hi, Nana. Hi, Greg. Hi, Debbie Rogers. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Pam. Hi, Richard. Hi, Linda. Hi, BK. How you guys doing tonight? Hit that share button. Hi, Michelle. How you doing tonight? It's been a while. Yeah. Hope you guys are all doing. Hope you're doing well as well, Michelle. Lots going on, of course. Lots going on in this world. We cannot stop, because every time we turn around, there's something else happening, and it is going crazy out there. Literally, every time we turn around, more things going on. We got a hurricane, of course, heading towards Mexico and Southern Carolina. If you guys are, or Southern California, sorry. If you guys are in that area, please be safe. It's a Category 4 storm now. It's going to be one of the biggest storms to hit that area in a long time. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Jeff. Category 4 storm, though, expecting to go hit Mexico and barrel north Friday, of course, towards Mexico and Southern California. Expected to bring tremendous heavy rainfall, high winds, and potential catastrophic flash floods this weekend. A lot going on here in the U.S. Not only that, the U.S. Navy having to send the ships out of Santa Domingo Bay to sea to avoid damage by Hurricane Hillary. Yep, it's Hillary Clinton. She's going to cause death. Somebody talked about her, and that's she's coming for him now. Those Californians don't know how to keep their name out of her mouth, her name out of their mouth. The Navy announced, of course, Friday night that it will be sending many of its warships out of the bay. And this, of course, makes it easier to manage and secure the vessels that need to stay in port when the hurricane, of course, slams Southern California. Category 4 hurricane. This is crazy. Oh, Brent, at least you know he's safe out there. when the ships are out at sea, those ships are the safest. That's what they're made for. This, of course, just all happening amongst everything else that's happening around the world. Joe Biden, of course, meeting with President of Japan, or the Prime Minister of Japan, and the President of South Korea today, and of course, at their secret meeting at Camp David, their summit, saying it has been a great meeting. You know, the new Arab partnerships between Japan and the Republic of Korea. You know, the Republic of Korea sounds like, you know, we're not talking about North Korea at all. It's just one Korea. It's not the case. The problem is they're trying to bring new signals. They're trying to send new signals to China about Taiwan. That's what this meeting was about. We're already pushing Russia past the limit, and it's a joke at this point. Literally, the U.S. needs to step off of this and get back to worrying about our citizens. The United States, the America that we need and know. The trouble that we're facing, of course, with all of this coming ahead. And, of course, Biden has new scandal to worry about now. As Joe Biden used an alias when emailing. Did you know that? Did you know Joe Biden had a email alias that he's been using? Robert Peters? House Oversight Committee, of course, asking for the president's email supposedly sent using that alias. It's going to get juicy. And why did Joe Biden use an email alias? That's a big question. The records, of course, in National Archives and Records Administration, including those in which the presidents used the synonym or pseudonym. I mean, this is crazy. All unredacted documents and communications in that email from then Vice President Biden and Hunter Biden and Eric Schwarzani and Devin Archer. All of those people are CC'd on these emails. So why was he using this phony email address? Of course, there's also another one, Robin Ware. There's another email name he was using in emails. There's a lot of stuff going on. Peter Pedo Peter, yep. Also, yeah, I said Robin Ware. Or Ward. But, of course, the Peters is a big one. The Peters, of course, the sentiment has identified as the vice president for sure. Although the letter is not clear on how solid that assertion is right now. We're trying to, of course, verify the information and get more information about the FOIA request. You guys don't know the Freedom of Information Act. So we will be getting that information, of course, trying to find out for ourselves so we can disclose this. The absolute wall between his family's foreign business scheme and his duties as vice president is breaking. This wall is falling down. It's crumbling now. But evidence reveals that wide open for his family's influence and peddling. I mean, we already have evidence that then vice president speaking and dining and having coffee with his son's foreign business associates. But these emails, of course, are a lot more juicy, let's say. So as more information goes into this and the financial interest of Biden and how much money he's actually made off of foreign countries by offering favors, the Biden family corruption could land Biden in prison. And fortunately, that's what it needs to happen. Hurricane. Yeah, Hillary is deplorable. You don't have to say hurricane. It's a Category 4 hurricane. It is no longer a tropical storm, William. It is a Category 4 as of now. We're trying to keep up to date on that information as it comes out, of course. But it is a Category 4 hurricane as of now, Hurricane Hillary. So that's not the end of it, though. F-16s touching down in Ukraine today. Ahead of Ukraine Air Force, of course. This is a definite red line for Russia. I expect to see heavy destruction here tonight. There's probably destruction going on right now. We're just not hearing about it in Ukraine. As these F-16 fighter jets have touched down on Ukrainian Air Force fields. I mean, this is crazy. It was F-16s now, but they don't have the pilots. The pilots are still holding joint training with these pilots, of course. But 6 weeks of training, is that enough to fly an F-16? It's a lot of questions right there, because the F-16s usually require a lot more maneuverability and a lot more training than 6 weeks. And to see this happening on foreign soil and making, of course, now that the government in Ukraine is going to have to make necessary alterations to improve the surface of their airfields they have, because the infrastructure isn't there. They need to build new defense facilities and everything else just for these planes. This war, of course, ongoing, while Russia's bringing another 20,000 recruits a week in. 20,000 people a week. 6 weeks to spare. Oh, I think we're going to see Russia hit hard tonight. Just after all this happening, of course, even Belarus president, of course, warning the nuclear weapons he is holding for Putin in his country right now, he won't hesitate to use them in response to any threat from the West. As we know, the CIA has disclosed they have been working with Ukraine on a leaked document. Yes, the CIA has been working with Ukraine. What a surprise. But of course, it doesn't disclose how many people that we have there or any of that information. This is crazy. Now, when do they feel threatened? And they're not going to hesitate to deploy nuclear weapons. They're considering us crazy in the West. They're considering us crazy. Ukraine is definitely not winning. Over 500,000 soldiers dead in Ukraine, Ukrainian soldiers, and over 2 million permanently disabled at this point. 2 million permanently disabled, 500,000 dead in Ukraine. Ukrainian soldiers. We cannot say Ukraine is winning. Russia's launching missions to the moon in the middle of a war. Does that sound like a country losing a battle? They haven't even pulled out their T-62 or T-52s yet, or T-72s. T-72 is the newest fighter plane, of course, in the Russian fleet. We haven't seen that in the air but once in this entire battle. We know they have hundreds of them. This is a joke that's happening now. NATO, of course, forcing this with Poland and Lithuania and Latvia and all those countries that share borders with Belarus and Russia, and sending these arsenal of weapons, of course, to Ukraine. Weapons that should not be going there. It's more tragedy going to happen as this all unfolds. I mean, Putin's troops are pummeling Ukraine. As deadly blasts turned, of course, key buildings into rubble today. We can confirm this for sure. The Ministry of International Affairs confirmed that the victims in the most recent attacks were indeed employees of the center, or of the government. And these 7 people killed and 90 wounded in the Russian missile attack on the Ukrainian city of Chernobyl. Sorry. Buildings, of course, in the Senate and the theater were hit. Moscow is yet to comment on the alleged attack. What does Moscow need to comment? I thought these missile defense systems were stopping these missiles from hitting things. Now we're seeing major overnight attacks being carried out as of this moment across Ukraine. A tragic escalation of this ongoing conflict. Of course, this is definitely resulting in devastating fatalities. I mean, after the morning of F-16's landing, now we're seeing waves of assaults tonight. At least 6 people reported dead right now from tonight's assault so far. Sobering day for the country of Ukraine. That is, citizens will have to grapple with the aftermath. Mourning victims and violence that's being held in their country. I mean, we know that at least a dozen people are injured, including at least 11 children right now, as of tonight. So 6 dead, at least a dozen wounded. Death toll is, of course, could surge further in the coming hours. And that's a big concern. We know what's unfolding in Ukraine. We're seeing it happen. And this is happening because Russia set a red line. They said, we send aircraft to Ukraine. We're at war with Ukraine. Well, the CIA has already admitted that we're at war with Ukraine. Our discords aren't shut down. Our discords are up and running, so. But this harrowing strike arrived in the wake of the series of events, of course, that unfolded today. And we're going to see more of these escalations as, of course, Russia has yet to truly use their new hypersonic weapons. Zelensky telling his people to stop going out to partying and instead help with the war. Those people paid the government not to go, not to fight. That's what corruption does. You live in a corrupt country, you can pay your way out of things. Oh, wait, the president's son just got charges dropped and he didn't pay his taxes. I guess you don't even have to pay sometimes. You just got to know the right people. That's what corruption does. And meanwhile, while this is happening, China is not playing around either. Taiwan's defense detected 42 military aircraft from China amidst warning after top U.S. officials' U.S. trip. That's right, Taiwan Ministry of Defense detected 42 Chinese military aircraft today amidst Chinese drills after, of course, the video was released of their prepared for attack on Taiwan. Beijing said this is a stern warning over so-called collusion between separatist and foreign forces, which is true. If Taiwan is part of one China policy and it's part of China, then why are we stepping in, including with Taiwanese government to fight China? We're directly interfering with a civil war. Yeah, it's only going to get worse. And I heard Belarus is not playing, and Poland, of course, is ready to strike Belarus. So I think something might happen tomorrow. I really do. Especially seeing 8 Chinese vessels detected as well. And those are the ones that were detected. China now has a drone that runs underwater, subsurface drone, that can unleash barrages of heavy missiles. So watching those are not being detected at all. So those can be sitting in the water and wait. Yeah. Oprah and Zuckerberg buying up Maui. Not a surprise. And Zuckerberg, we know, corruption that goes on there. I mean, it's ridiculous. But watching this unfold, it's day after day, it's getting worse. It is. And we're seeing massive barrages, Rodney, happening in Ukraine. Massive barrages of missiles. As Putin warned them that Russia would turn the day into pain and loss the day that the United States crossed that red line and sent those planes to Ukraine. He didn't lie. He said he would do it, and we're seeing it happen. We're seeing neighborhoods turn into a state of terror in Ukraine. And the whole world basically right now doesn't know what to do, because on one hand, we want to help Ukraine for the citizens. On the other hand, we don't want a world war. Zelensky's saying, well, Russia must lose this war for life to win. But that's a question, a true question to ask yourself. Because if nuclear war is an outcome of this war because we stepped in too many times, whose fault is it? Yeah, there's 3 wildfires up there. It's crazy. Craziness unfolding in the world. I mean, and then you got the aggression coming from Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia to Belarus. And Belarus, their president is a trigger happy guy. more trigger happy than we've seen from Putin ever. And now Putin's given him the green light to deploy nuclear weapons or to use nuclear weapons at any time he sees fit. And Russia has massive stockpiles of nuclear weapons now in Belarus. Of course, Belarus is saying we're not going to use them, or Lukashenko saying we're not going to use them unless we face aggression. But we're seeing aggressive acts. We're seeing massive troop movement. We're seeing massive equipment movement to Poland. And Belarus is taking this as aggression committed against them. And of course, in that case, he plans to use the entire arsenal of weapons. The entire arsenal, not one or two, the entire arsenal is his exact statement. If acts of aggression is committed against us, we will use the entire arsenal of weapons. Wake up, people. This just got serious. Joe Biden can warn all he wants and threaten Russia, that the threat of Russian nuclear weapons is not real, that Russia won't use them. But this is something that should scare anyone. Lukashenko's willingness to use them in the event of perceived aggression extended to the countries beyond Ukraine, and already given the green light now, officially today, the green light to use them for any time he sees fit. This is problematic. Truly problematic. We should leave him alone. And he warned us to leave him alone. Stay away from Belarus. And he believes we're crazy, so, and I believe our government's crazy as well. Let's just face it, our government is not sane anymore. It is not for the people, by the people. It's for the elite, by the elite. All this unfolding at once. Army announcing 2 aviation brigades deployments today. Nobody's talking about that. Army's deploying abroad months ahead of schedule. The 82nd Airborne Division, of course, the Combat Aviation Brigade, it will deploy in the Middle East now instead of the first quarter of 2024. Syria right now is another hotbed for this all to unfold. All this, what? Canadians are trying to evacuate from wildfires. Hawaii lost massive amounts of land in wildfires and homes for civilians. Got a major Category 4 hurricane hitting California this weekend. It's just sad. President Biden's job description: oh, Hawaii, you lost your home? Here's $750. Have fun. That's for your whole household. That's not just per person. That's for your whole house. We're paying you for it so you can live with $750. Hope you have fun with it. It's a joke. It is truly a joke. Just be prepared, you guys, because we don't know what's going to unfold next. We do not know what's going to unfold next. Yeah, we know the boots on the ground. The CIA has leaked this information already. We don't know how many, but we know. We know there's troops on the ground. And that's what. Yeah, probably damn lucky they're getting 700. Yeah, the country's pretty much bankrupt. Let's be honest about that. All this, of course, unfolding all at the worst given time it could. Biden should be in prison. The Biden family should be in prison. And the FBI needs to be abolished at this point. This hat is serious. It's not a joke. Federal Bureau of Investigations is more like Federal Bureau of imprisoning their enemies, political rivals. It is truly a joke. Truly a joke. But God bless you guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We will be live Monday night if nothing unfolds tomorrow. If something unfolds, I will be live right away tomorrow. I'll be watching this closely all night tonight. Of course, following up with everything that comes out. We're in a very hot situation now, and I will be prepared. Be prepared for anything that might unfold tonight or tomorrow. It's going to get hot and heavy really quick. And people just got to be ready for it. God bless you guys. God bless the America we need, not the America we have. Peace.